This is SKOPOS. Listen as Brett Larson takes theological topics and biblical truths and applies them to our daily lives.
A 15-minute visit to a news channel is all it takes to discern that there is an ideological war in North America. The progressive left, deeply funded by Soros and the like, continue their emboldened drive to push America toward cultural Marxism. Right out of the playbook of Marx and Alinsky, they attack on all levels of cultural engagement, especially media and education. They take to the streets to create disunity and shame or downright attack anyone who disagrees. To stand against these cultural Marxists can mean the end of one's career or even friendship and familial relationships. Not only does the left press culturally, but they also have no problem influencing public policy. Once strong in this area, conservative Christians have all but abandoned the fight in the public square, as they've allowed the left to redefine words like love, acceptance, and tolerance. They quite masterfully have infiltrated many churches and somehow have convinced Christians that engagement of the public square is to mistrust God's sovereignty. The very same Christian leaders who preach political apathy often support other social issues, claiming that God's kingdom is all-inclusive of caring for the least of these on earth. Yet the most powerful oppressor known to mankind, when mishandled, is government. Their message essentially says Christians should engage all areas of culture except the political because, well, politics divide. I just can't wrap my head around the logic. So the determining factor for our engagement in culture is how controversial it is? Well, that doesn't seem to make any biblical sense. Don't we engage in issues because of their moral implication and how right they are? The problem is that many Christians claim a holistic gospel that is anything but holistic. It is actually a selective gospel, that they claim to be holistic as long as it applies to their particular passion. The reality is that we have a huge intellectual inconsistency in the church today. In a claim to trust God's sovereignty in all things, many Christians have taken a hands-off approach to engagement in the public political realm. They claim that it divides and it could harm the gospel if non-believers are frustrated with our political issues stances before they get a chance to hear the gospel. I see this as a great inconsistency in itself because wouldn't a true trust in God's sovereignty also trust God to draw and complete the salvation of one whom he has called? So God is sovereign in politics but not evangelism? Shouldn't a holistic view of God's kingdom include our engagement in all aspects of life, business, politics, family, among other things? I think it should, which is why as an officer of the Board of Directors of the National Religious Broadcasters Association, I have signed on to our recent resolution to oppose the so-called Equality Act. The Equality Act is anything but equal. It is an attempt to force godless, leftist, and Marxist ideology on America. As indicated in our resolution, the Equality Act provides new powers to government to force their viewpoints onto churches, religious schools and colleges, and religious organizations. It would also keep Christian employers from requiring staff and or students from adhering to their tenets of faith. This act is horrific for religious liberty and its free exercise promised in the First Amendment, and it has many far-reaching implications. For more information, I want to encourage you to go to my friends at Alliance Defending Freedom's website, adflegal.org. It is time we stand, my friends, and fight not only for our Christian institutions, but to protect so many, including our children, from a government that is intruding on our God-given rights, and if left unchecked, could cause great harm to many people.
Thanks for listening to SKOPOS. We hope it challenges you to pursue Christ and dig deeper into God's Word. Check out SKOPOS online at WDCXradio.com.